My brain around the idea that someone lived in a haunted house for years. I'm like, your parents didn't say let's move? Like, that wasn't a suggestion? That wasn't a thing? Like, y'all said we gonna just chill with ghosts? That's what we gonna do? Hey travelers, welcome to Tripping with Amadi. If you're new to my channel, I revisit some of my fun and exciting times during my travel while I help you out on yours. In today's travel review, I am going to be talking about my trip to Savannah, Georgia, and just my personal experience while I was there for the full 4-day trip. If you are interested in learning about my top 5 favorite things, you can click that card up top. If you are interested in learning about my personal experience traveling during COVID-19, you can click that card up top as well. And if you are interested in seeing the visual Savannah and not see my face kind of talking and moving, I am going to be posting a video next week about that. So please don't forget to subscribe and like that bell, or click that bell. Yeah, click that bell so you can get notified of all my videos. And I also hope that my mic is working today. I've been having a lot of mic issues, so I'm really hoping that we are on good terms. Me and my mic are friends again, and I can give you a good quality or quality-ish video. So, my personal experience during Savannah, Georgia, I went to Savannah, Georgia for 4 days with my best friend, and it was a nice experience. Granted, it was during COVID, so certain things weren't open, specifically speaking, nightlife, but we had a really great time during our trip. My highlights were food. I got to try pralines for the first time. If you guys don't know what pralines are, they are, and I'll put the picture up top, they are caramel and then nuts inside, specifically I believe pecans. Yeah, I think it's pecans that are inside. It's a really sweet treat, and I got to go to River Street Sweets, and they are claimed to have the world's famous pralines, so I got to see how the pralines were made, and that was really exciting. I got to go to a place called Bubba Gumbo's, so I actually fished for the second time in my life, but the first time me like really having my memory of it, because the first time I went fishing I was in Jamaica with my family, and it's very similar. We went out to sea and go fishing for our meal, and then we brought it back to a place where they cooked it. So I had the same experience when I went to Savannah, Georgia. We caught 2 catfish and 1 redfish, and funny enough, because my friend, she's around not the same height as me, around the same build as me, and our captain, shout out to Captain Jack, he said, yeah, you know, this should be enough for you, like these 3 fishes. And I'm like, what? Like, me and her are thinking like we'll eat more than that, and especially when he filleted it, and he filleted right outside of his boat, and we were like, we're gonna eat more than that. But once we were like digging into our foods with the fish, because it's a $10 meal, which is really inexpensive, and you bring your own fish to the place, and they fry it up for you or cook it up however you want it to be cooked. But we were like, catfish must be fried. Like, should it be in anything, in any other form? So we had it get fried, and we had our redfish get fried. And y'all, that was the best fried fish I ever had. And I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling a little bit sketch going to the place, because like how you get to it is on TV Island, and TV Island is around 25-30 minutes away from Savannah, and it's kind of, you have to go down a dirt road and then you just find this place. But it is such a great place to eat. Like, the food was amazing. I was doubting it, and I don't know why I doubted. Like, shame on me. The best fried fish I ever had. So I tried pralines. I tried some fish that I caught by myself, and then I also had fried green tomatoes. That's the second time having fried green tomatoes. If you haven't had fried green tomatoes, like, comment below. I love fried green tomatoes now. The first time I had it was in Georgia as well. I went to go visit my god sister in Atlanta, and I had it. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I must have it. I must try it again. And you know what? I don't see a lot of green tomatoes in grocery stores. I'm a big cook. I love to cook. I cook around minimum, 4 times a week. So I was looking to create like this fried green tomato kind of situation. And I don't see a lot of green tomatoes where I live. I live in the Northeast, so I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. So I definitely was up to try fried green tomatoes again, and it did not disappoint. I'll put that picture up there. We went to Maple Street was the place. So that was my food experience while I was in Savannah, Georgia. The places that we went to Forsyth Park, sorry, that is the proper name. We went to Forsyth Park. We walked past SCAD. So SCAD is Savannah's art and design school. We also went to Leopold's. Oh, I guess that would qualify as food as well. Leopold is a famous ice cream spot, so I got a little shake. The shakes are humongous. Actually, my shake was so big. They have like extra like shake on the side, and I'm someone who's not supposed to be having dairy like that. I try not to eat dairy as much. The goal is for me to be full vegan one day. So I was like, all right, I'm already cheating on my mission and on my diet, so I am not going to get that extra cup of whatever dairy wonderfulness that is. So I just gave it, I said, you can throw it away, you can do whatever you want to it, and I just gave it to the person who was preparing my milkshake. What else am I with? We went on a trolley tour, and we went on a haunted house trolley tour, and it was really funny because my friend, she was really hyped to go, and I'm like, whatever. But I got shook and she didn't. So the second place was the more like made me more startled, like shook, I guess, part. It made me jump probably like 3 times because I'm like the person in the movie where you're like watching and intensively like looking for things to happen, and then just like a random sound just like makes you jump. Recently I watched The Invisible Man, so it was kind of like that kind of situation. You're like focusing on one thing and then something else like pops out and happens to you. So on my way out of the actual building, it was like really subtle. The door kind of like creaked open and then some light came out. Scared the crap out of me. But I like that kind of stuff. Like I like the stuff that makes me like have to turn around slowly and wonder what's going on. Like that's something that I enjoy. So that was the second haunted house that we went to on the tour. The first one, the professor was our guide, and and we were really happy because there was like this large group. There was this large family that came on the trolley trip with us, and they were so obnoxious and so loud and so annoying. And so this is in the winter time. Like Savannah does have a winter, so at nights it gets cold, and they wanted to open up the trolley door. I was like, they annoy me already, because it was really quiet in the trolley before they got there, and then when they came on, it was just like the loudest thing, and I was just like, we need to be separated from them. So we actually got to be separated from them when we were going through the first haunted house, and he was speaking of his personal story about how he actually lived in a haunted house. And I just like, for me, I can't wrap my brain around the idea that someone lived in a haunted house for years. I'm like, your parents didn't say let's move? Like that wasn't a suggestion? That wasn't a thing? Like y'all said we gonna just chill with ghosts? That's what we're gonna do? That's just weird for me. So like, but you could tell like he really believed in this stuff. He really investigated this stuff. This is his life work. So he really like brought you in to his story and brought you into the story of the house and the various deaths that happened in the house. So that gave me a little chills too. So that was really interesting. I'm trying to see what else we did. I In my head, this was more a clean, precise thing, but as I'm going through it now, I'm just trying not to miss any of the information or interactions that we had. We went on a Gullah Geechee tour, learning about the Gullah Geechee people, which were their ancestors were enslaved Africans living in the Low Country Sea Islands, starting from North Carolina to Florida, and learning about how they preserve the West African tradition and culture and language. And it's just really interesting. And I am a big history buff. I don't think I've mentioned this on my channel yet, but I am a history teacher. I'm always like skeptical of telling people that, because then I feel like they quiz me on like the randomest histories of the world. They're like, well, do you know this? I'm like, no, I'm one person that's been doing this for 3 years. I do not know all things about history. I'm still learning. But just in general, I love learning about history, so I definitely, specifically African American history. So I was all for going on a Gullah Geechee tour, learning about the Black people that lived in Savannah, and it was eye-opening and it was amazing. And if you watch my other video where I do my top 5 favorite things, I put it as number 1, and it is made to be number 1. There was a point in time where I was really emotional, and I even started crying because of the story that was being told, and just the impact and the experiences that these people lived through and experienced through their journey and their lives in Savannah. And I would definitely recommend for you to go to a Gullah Geechee tour. So that was really one of the highlights of my trip. And like I said, again, I went fishing, and I was really happy, and I was really proud of myself for going fishing. I caught a 10-pound fish. So it was exciting and calming all at the same time. And overall, my overall experience of Savannah is that the city is very quaint. It's very chill. Like, it wasn't a lot of hustle and bustle going on. Even when there is a lot of hustle and bustle going on, it's definitely a walkable city. You can walk to various different places, which I like. I tend to like to go to walkable cities because I like to get familiar with the area that I'm in. It's really hard to grasp geographically where you are if you're constantly taking a car. So, because that was the experience that I had when I was in Cairo. I'm like, I think I know where I am, because we were constantly in cars, and it wasn't a quite walkable city. So I would definitely recommend Savannah if you're doing like a weekend trip. It's really cute, so for a nice little getaway. There's a lot of things to do, and I had a great time. I don't know how stark of a difference it would be if it was like not COVID time. I think the main difference, probably I would like go to a bar or something. I don't personally think that I would be out there like clubbing like it was like a Vegas or a Miami kind of situation. I think I might just be out drinking more. But outside of that, it was a really, really good experience. I really did enjoy my trip. And if you have any questions about my trip specifically, anything that I mentioned, please comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get updates on all the other videos that I have mentioned. Thanks for stopping by, you all. Bye.